So guys, Dr. D here, and we are in Anaheim for the 2017 Cannabis Business Summit. And we are here with this fine gentleman. Can you introduce yourself and tell everyone, kind of who you are and what all this awesome stuff behind you is all about?
Sure thing. So I'm Martin Kaufman. I'm formerly with Bloom Dispensaries. It's now property of TerraTech, which is publicly traded. Ron Christensen and I co-founded this company, Grasshopper. It started with our automated vending kiosk, which was a solution that we developed for a deaf patient we had back at one of our Oakland dispensaries.
Very cool.
She suffered from a lot of anxiety disorders related to her issue. And long story short, Ron came out of ATM and vending industry, and we developed that, and it became a hit with a lot of people with PTSD and various other anxiety disorders, certainly the hearing disabled. And it's turned into a very efficient
And these still has to be in a dispensary, correct?
Currently, legally, we only have these in dispensaries.
Right.
We have sold some to your MTV Cribs type clients who want something like this in their house, which, if they give away the product, that's their issue.
Fine for now, yeah.
So what I think would be really cool for companies like Ease,
this is neat.
This was inspired by some of our friends who have a really busy delivery distribution hub.
And that are all trying to be legal and compliant and all these important things.
Absolutely. So a lot of the current deliveries that run out of someone's condo or their spare bedroom or their mom's garage or what have you, a lot of the bigger companies like Ease and some of the other people that really have it together and are looking at the state legislation, trying to keep ahead of being compliant. This is a really effective tool, both for pre-orders at a dispensary.
The language from the state now is saying to be compliant as a delivery service, you have to. What is this kind of gap does that fill?
Absolutely. So you have to track all your inventory, and kind of we learned from going public, right? So we had to be Sarbanes-Oxley compliant and under GAP for our accounting. So we had inventory clerks, cash clerks. You really had to segregate inventory and money to be able to report all your revenue properly. So that really led us to develop this, which if you're a busy distribution hub for a delivery company, for example, like if you're the inventory clerk at the facility, you could be in like a DEA cage with cameras, and all the orders are coming in off the online platform. You can be aggregating like your 5-10 delivery drivers as orders. Driver number 1's guys, stuff goes in there. Number 2, number 5. You just put all the orders in there.
Put in their code.
You need to go take your break. You can go take your break. You don't have to babysit your 20 drivers as they come back to the distribution hub.
So it definitely increases efficiency.
Exactly. So as soon as you're done inputting their order and you put in your manager's code, they get a text message from Grasshopper, right, like the one I have here.
It says, boom.
And it gives them a unique identifying tech, And it gives them a unique identifying code so they can come in, if they're really compliant, they'll have their ID badge, right, to go to your facility. They type in their code, their locker will pop open, they can retrieve the 5 or 10 orders they have on their route, and they can go about their day, and the next driver can enter the access controlled area. So it makes it much more streamlined. It's not about getting rid of staff, it's about compliance and improving
safety,
efficiency at these facilities. And
now, here's the real question: have you seen a lot of these big companies really start to adapt this and move towards being compliant with the regulations, like as soon as possible?
I think I see
baby steps.
A lot of companies out there just kind of still doing a cash grab all they can because compliance is very expensive for those.
It is really expensive.
Been compliant, so they're trying to get ahead, knowing how burdensome it'll be next year. But the state's being real responsible, I'd say, in developing manageable rules and regulations, and they're still evolving a little bit, as they should, because there's some kinks they got to iron out. But we're getting a lot of attention from guys that are at a very high volume because tools like this really allow them to tackle multiple facilities at once. Like, as we expanded our retail, as Bloom, our other dispensary company, it was very challenging to try to go be the Starbucks of dispensaries because every jurisdiction can be different. So tools like this really allow you to scale production and retail and be able to have a systematic way to track it all. So you can have SOPs that don't drive you insane.
And being compliant in all these different zones and.
I'm sure you know as many people as I do that own dispensaries and deliveries, and they're going crazy constantly because user error is just a natural thing, right? People, they forget to feed their cat, their mom gets sick, they bail mid-shift.
Even on the doctor's side of things, just having people input their names and addresses accurately.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
It's an issue. So I appreciate everything that you're doing, and I think the future is pretty bright for you because everyone is going to have to become regulatory and be compliant with everything because eventually there will be enforcement.
As there should be, It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thanks so much. Thanks, guys. Have a good conference.